Going on, people? UK Motorcycle Boy coming at you with this fine video. Welcome to the review of the YS125 Yamaha, of course. Always get along well with Yamahas. So let's do a recap. So you've all seen my cruiser, you've seen the review I've done on my cruiser, you've seen all of that, right? Well, I was going along this 30-mile-an-hour road and some taxi driver pulled out in front of me, left me no gap to stop. Let's just go and show you the damage. So mainly the damage is on the front, but it's not too bad. The headlights all bent that direction and the clockwork was bent that direction. I had to bend it back in order to try and get the bike back home, and a little dent in the fuel tank there. But now we have the 125 Yamaha YS. So this was given to me by my insurance company as a hire bike, as a replacement for that one pretty much until that one goes into repair, which should be going into repair in the next week. But I was a bit like, I was walking around the bike for a good 5 minutes, like this is a new world. I'm a cruiser rider. How am I supposed to ride this? And I got on it and it fitted me like a sandal, mate. Fitted me like a sandal. It is so light and you can really take those corners brilliantly. I think it's I really do feel like I'm on a cafe race, and I think mainly that's because basically you've seen the handlebars on that, they go up and out. Whereas these ones are a lot smaller, and obviously the positioning of the fuel tank. Everything is in digital as well on this, right? So the front end here, what I will say is what Yamaha have done, because they don't make 125 YBRs anymore, so that's like a YBR, this is a YS, but this is pretty much the new and improved version of the 125 YBR, pretty much, that Yamaha are now doing. But anyway, the one thing I found with the YBRs is that the clockwork at the front was always pretty flimsy, hence why mine bent forward like it did when I took a bump. This one is not too bad. It's reinforced with that plastic layering there, and it doesn't look like it's going to be going anywhere. One of the things that always gets me is like that thing is always like loose, right? And all it takes is like a bird or something. You go 60 miles an hour, a bird comes in and hits that, it would break. But on the new and improved YBR, or should I say YS now, this is a lot more sturdier. So anyway, switch her on, and we've got everything in digital. We've got miles per hour, we've got gears, and we've got how many miles you've done, and fuel. Of course, I don't really need to read that out, and of course neutral. It even has an eco thing going on there, and basically that's pretty cool. It's quite cool because you know exactly what speed you're doing, not just looking down at the needle and assuming sort of, oh, I'm doing 86 or something like that. No, you would just definitely know with that. That's a pretty cool feature on there. Seems to be waterproof. I was riding in the rain yesterday quite a bit, and it all seems to be waterproof. And some of these models that have the digital clock, all it takes is a little bit of a rainstorm and then that's it. But anyway, let's start her up. So nice sort of sound to the exhaust. Top speed on this thing is about 70 miles an hour. That's how much I've really taken it up to. But because of the sheer weight of it, like in actual fact, sorry, that was complete opposite. Because of how light it is, sheer weight, basically you can really take those corners good, right? I was taking corners about 60 miles an hour. It's only a 125, of course, but taking those corners at that speed on such a light bike is so fun. It's really making me rethink, do I want to ride a cruiser or do I want to ride a cafe racer? Because with this thing, it definitely feels like you are riding a cafe racer. And the only thing, because even my friends, they all say the same, they had a sit on it and they're like, yeah, it definitely feels like you're on a cafe. The only reason why they're saying this, and we've all come to the conclusion, is we reckon it's the fuel tank. The way it dips up and down, because you've got that between you, so you're quite obliged to lean forward. And obviously with my handlebars on the cruiser being up here, and these handlebars being down here, you definitely feel like you're more obliged to lean forward with this thing. But it is a fantastic bike. I was walking around the bike for a good 15 minutes before I rode it, because I was a bit I'm not sure if I'm going to get along with this, because I wasn't too sure whether it was an upright position or whether it was a lean forward position. But I've now got my own little position on here, and we are talking groovy. Got a centre stand, of course. Well, pretty much that's a handy thing to have if you're tightening your chain or something along those lines for maintenance. got a little towel on the number plate. So I didn't fancy blowing it out, just do practical effects, mate. Exhaust, yeah, pretty decent, not gonna lie. Like I said, nice sort of sound to it. It's not too loud, but it's not like overly quiet. But I will say, when you're going along the road, the bike is pretty quiet, which is good. I mean, like, when they come from the factory, pretty much all bikes are going to be quiet. But I think with a nice stainless steel exhaust on here, I think this could sound really good. Now, of course, it being a higher bike, I can't really give you a price range, but I know they're not going to be exactly the cheapest, but you might be able to find one that's cheap online, right? So go and check out some second-hand bike shops and things like that. But be careful when buying second-hand bikes, because sometimes you can get them and they can just go and die on you. So just be careful with that. But 100%, this bike is good, you know, and I was quite lucky to get it, really. I know, because I was like, if it's the new YS, I'll do the review, and here we are doing the review. But yeah, no, it's good. Honestly, I thoroughly like it, and I really think that, you know, this could be something worth getting. It's making me change my feelings about cruisers now, you know. But actually, we're going to spray paint that black, right? And let me tell you why, okay? Me and red bikes, cringing, because this YS is a red bike, we don't get along, right? We just do not get along. For some reason, I always seem to have a bad time on red bikes. Any other colour bike is fine, right? Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys have this, right? If it's a certain coloured bike that you have, that you just keep crashing all the time, right? Or you just have a bad time and it keeps breaking down, or you drop it, and it's only a certain colour that happens, right? Because my friend, he literally, right, he only has it with blue bikes. I have it with red bikes. My other friend has it with black bikes. So weird. Let me know in the comment section, what is your most unlucky colour for a motorcycle? But anyway, that's pretty much it, people. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I didn't go into like the deep into the engine, but there's just the basic outlook. This is what you're going to be seeing, and all of that every day. But anyway, take it steady, people. Have a good one. Don't forget to subscribe, and peace out.